IIM Kozhikode. Before that, sir was associated with University of Mysore and Mangalore in various capacities. His expertise includes acceptance sampling, PLS regression, econometrics. Sir has co-authored 4 books and has published 15 journal articles and 33 conference proceedings. Sir also holds Chair Executive Post, Graduation Programs, IIM Kozhikode. Welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Muralidhar, sir, to welcome, sir. Muralidhar, sir, is Executive Member of SES. Thank you, sir. Now I request sir to throw light on the topic.
It's such a beautiful gathering. Morning session was exciting, enthralling, and also very mind-boggling, because it touched upon some fundamental issues that all of us are facing every day, everywhere, in the country and globally. So moving from that aspect to knowledge economy, I must first say that knowledge is not economy, and economy is not knowledge, but both are interlinked. One of the best things that has happened to mankind is the invention of knowledge. And invention of knowledge has happened because we wanted to learn about everything around us and everything within us. Everything within us became Atma Bodha in Indian system, and everything around us became method of science and natural science. And with that came this bountiful information called knowledge. So now we know pretty much all the basic things about the universe. When did it come about? How did it come about? How long it will last? And what is all this whole system about? And the entire chemistry of environment and the entire damage of environment. So all the basics, nitty-gritties, we know now. Having known, having gotten knowledge, obviously mankind wants to tamper with it, wants to experiment with it, and want to make good use of it. So from knowledge came science, from science came technology, from technology came everything that we see all around us. So much so that now the technology has become artificial intelligence. That artificial intelligence will dictate natural intelligence, and natural intelligence in turn will control artificial intelligence. You don't know where one ends, the other begins. So it has become seamless. So the first question to ask is, do we really have to use knowledge only for economy? The answer is no. Knowledge is for the sake of knowledge to begin with. And from knowledge we acquire the power to really impact economy. There are many, many examples. We don't have to go into those details. But we need to contextualize this. Can we discuss this in the context of Bharat? This is where I am limiting myself. Because Bharat is a very interesting template. It has never been a dull template. It has always been very interesting. Even in bad times it is interesting. And now it is much more interesting because if we solve the problems and the challenges in this Bharat template, we pretty much solve the global template. Because Bharat essentially captures all the global challenges. Bharat being what it is. It is diverse, it is large, and it is roaring to go. It is creating problems, it is solving problems, so it's a very dynamic system. And for the last 10-15 years, Bharat has redefined itself. Before that, post-independence, we were drifting, we were just diffusing, we were doing things, but now we are doing it with much more focus. So we must look at Bharat, knowledge, and economy connect. Bharat is fourth largest economy now, purely, sheerly by its brute size. Please remember, per capita, GDPs, we are very low. We are probably somewhere 120th or so, very low. So sheer by size, we are a developing economy. We are almost there. Maybe 10 to 15 years will be the third largest economy, literally. But in third largest economy, we still have a lot of patches of poverty, lot of patches of deprivation. We are uneven system. We are completely uneven in many, many ways. Therefore, it's a good template to solve. And who is going to solve? All of us. All of us. We have solved some problems. We have solved the problem of generating surplus food. We have solved the problem of generating very good technology for the country. We have also created problems, and those we will solve. Right? So, from very, very struggling economy, we brought it up to fourth, fifth. It is stable. We are surplus. We even donate a lot of money to outside countries. We don't depend excessively on other countries at all. In many ways, we export many things. We do import certain things. So from that level to coming to this is a significant achievement in the last maybe 75 years, especially for the last 10, 15 years. But still, we have significant challenges. Let me give some examples. If we really want to become number 3, and from there to number 2, and from there to number 1, the so-called Vikasit Bharat, if we want to, which we can, there are some significant changes we have to make. And I'll touch upon some of those. Currently, what is this construct called Bharat? Currently, the construct called Bharat is a very aspirational construct. There are large number of youth who want to learn things, who want to work hard, contribute to the system, and contribute globally. And we have resources to train them now, pretty much. But still there are large gaps that we need to fill up before we reach Vikasit state. And I think Bharat is a very interesting template to get there. I'll elaborate a little bit more. Now, if you look at the construct now, just focus on maybe aspirational youth for now, about 15 to maybe 25, 30 years age bracket. We are about 25, 30, 35 CR in that age bracket. It's a large fraction. It is a similar fraction in China. And out of that, only about 1/4 get to higher education. Why higher education? Because we hope that higher education is the point where the connect happens between knowledge and economy. That's a good assumption to make. We will come to primary education also later. That's a different area. So in that connect, we hope to educate a lot more youth into higher education realm very efficiently. When I say higher education, I mean high quality higher education. I really do not want to talk about low quality higher education. Low quality higher education is no education. So we need to educate at least 5 to 10 CR more youth into high quality higher education. Can we do that? Is it possible to do it? Do we have enough number of higher educational institutes in the country? The answer is no. If you look at our higher educational institutes, take for example IITs, NITs, central universities, and well-performing state universities or private universities, all put together, they only cover about 5 to 10% of undergraduates who are roaring to go. There are no good quality institutes, higher educational institutes for about 80-90% of our youth. We have failed there. Our problem is we have not scaled it up. Large majority of the youth, bright youth, they may be speaking wonderful Kannada and they may be understanding a lot of science, but because of English language they are facing barrier. And they don't have a good institute to go and learn deep science and technology in Kannada and Telugu. So there we have failed in providing the right ecosystem to very large number of youth in the hinterland. For us, the country has been 5, 6, 7, 8 metros and some second tier cities. This has been our failure. Our country is not just few metros and some second tier cities. Our country is a large Bharat. And we have not provided infrastructure for them. If I am a youth sitting in a village and I want to learn a lot of things, I don't know where to go. I don't have enough money to pay in higher educational institutes. And we have excessively focused on developing metros. It's a very bad idea. You know, these days, size of the country should not really matter. Everything is modular. This whole biology is modular. A small animal and a large elephant live happily in biology. Scale does not matter. We are all modular. As long as we develop modular, decentralized, efficient governance system, country can be any large, any size. This particular idea has missed most governing bodies in the country. I don't know why. Our governance must have been much more decentralized, and we should have developed cities de novo, not top down. De novo, from the ground up. By now, country should have had 300, 400 well-performing cities. And well-performing cities means well-performing grounds-up industries, activities, wealth generation, startups, all that. That we did not do for 75, 80 years. We have only focused on Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, etc., etc., etc. Sorry. That has destroyed Bengaluru, that has destroyed Hyderabad and Mumbai also. We should not have gone that way. Now we need to correct it. Develop small cities de novo with local talent, with local skills, with local high-quality education. Then what will that do? That will generate, firstly, highly educated, highly skilled youth at the ground level in the entire Bharat. And then that model is a natural model for wealth generation. Small cities, small towns will start generating wealth. Why do I immediately jump to wealth? After higher education, why should I immediately jump to wealth? I should jump to wealth because India is an anomalous country. Bharat is an anomalous country. We are fifth, fourth largest economy, but still 60-70% of the families in Bharat do not make money more than 25,000 rupees a month. Vast majority of family do not have enough money to spend. We have not created high-paying jobs. We have failed to create this, to offset this. We need to create high-quality education at scale and at the doorstep in the last mile. If we don't do it, we will not reach Vikasit Bharat. Sorry, this will not happen. So all of us must contribute to a model that will help develop high quality education, high quality training of mind and skills so that our youth become confident of doing things on their own and do that in smaller towns. This whole business of migration into big cities is a total disaster, leading to all the problem that Ram Prasad Garu was mentioning. Bangalore city is untenable now in some sense. We need to send people away from Bangalore into neighboring areas and develop there. So for other metros also. And for that to happen, you need to have the inversion model. An inversion model is possible only if you develop a template of high quality education at low cost. This is the elephant in the room. Can India do high quality education at low cost? And this is the need of the hour. If we do it, then we become Vikasit. If we fail in this, it is not possible to become Vikasit, because our total resources will always be limiting to us till we educate very large number of youth properly in high quality and make them confident in their activities that ends up generating wealth for the country. Currently that is not happening as well. It is beginning to happen. Our culture for the last 60, 70 years post-independence was educate them somehow and somehow they get some jobs. This was the model. And this model did not really lead us too far, obviously. We need a different model where we train the youth so that they become innovative enough, creative enough, that they start producing things. And when they produce things, they produce wealth. When they produce wealth, they produce opportunities for jobs for others also. Government is not the only behemoth that can give all the jobs in the country. No, individuals have to do it. System has to do it. And that system has begun waking up now for the last 10, 15 years. And we need to accelerate that. This particular challenge that I have articulated about Bharat also exists in multiple other countries, including in China. They also have similar problems. They also are stuck. They are stuck at 2 points. Not able to give high quality education to all the people. Even in USA, majority of people cannot afford education. All of you should know this. Majority cannot afford education because it's very expensive. Majority in developed countries cannot afford health care because it is expensive. These are the two major bottlenecks or major failures of modern times. And both these major failures of modern times, Bharat has to solve, come up with template. And Bharat probably has the ability to come up with this template. Are you all following me? Are the points clear? So if Bharat can solve these two templates of creating quality education at low cost and creating quality healthcare at low cost, then I think two major impediments in societal growth would have been overcome. By the way, the solutions to these also will have a solution for environment in some sense. Because when our youth get highly enlightened, educated, they will invent methods of mitigating the burden on the environment. I would hope so. Because for me, education is not just getting information, not just getting degrees, it is enlightenment. I'm talking about that kind of education where student not just goes for externalia, but goes for more inner discoveries, goes for realizing what he or she is, goes for what one's larger purpose in life is. If that trigger happens in education, that's the real education, and the problem that we discussed in the previous session also will get addressed. In the previous round of education model that we had, we only had emphasis on content, degrees, certificates, and probably going abroad, getting some job here and there, etc., etc. And in spite of the system, some of us actually did a lot of deep learning and did whatever we did, in spite of the system, not because of the system. So there will be enough people in spite of the system every time. But we need to take a broader section of the society into the model and make them move. That is an important thing. And that is the only model that can take Bharat into the Vikasit model. Now, I am actually emphasizing a lot on the coming future generation. Is there a reason for that, or am I being jingoistic? One can be jingoistic and do all this hoo-ha. I'm not doing that. I'm being very thoughtful about it. And I'm saying that Bharat is at a very sweet spot. It has all the challenges of the global system, and it has all the opportunities of the global system, and it has this beautiful model of democracy where everybody has views, very beautiful. All that is good, unlike China. China is a very opaque country. We don't want to be there. You don't know what goes on inside and what kind of problem they create and throw it to the rest of the world. That is not a model for us. So Bharat is a model. So in this model, if we do things correctly, imagine this. If we do these things correctly 10, 15, 20 years from now, also fast forward yourself 20, 30 years, how the world would be. Just imagine, the world will be extremely complex. Many more problems than what Ram Prasad ji mentioned. Right? So, in that kind of scenario, very complex, mechanized, and somewhat, machine-driven world, apps-driven world, can Bharat come as a rescue and give some solace to humanity in the form of human feelings, in the form of human touch, in the form of working together, in the form of thinking about whether flowers are blooming well or not, whether the water is clean or not. These are the thinkings. These are human thinking. Bharat is the only country where growth, development, knowledge, economy, all that can happen with human emotions interspersed in it. It will have an interesting model, hybrid model, if we do things well. And this hybrid model is required, not only for us, but also for the rest of the world. 15, 20, 30 years from now, we would have come up with a model that the rest of the global south will certainly need it, but also maybe even the Western countries. Because Western countries are looking at us very hopefully that we will contribute for their progress and we will probably tweak them. They know it, they are not in the right direction. We think that Western world is actually moving well, but they know they are not in the right direction. They also need to do tweaking, but there are not enough people to do their tweaking. They need people from countries like India to go there and tweak their system. Otherwise, those systems are also untenable. So when developed world becomes untenable because of various reasons, And developing world can come up with some solutions which will impact the developed world. I think there is a sweet spot emerging somewhere else there that we must capture. I don't know whether you are getting this point. This is a very important point. You have to think about it. The times have never been more exciting and interesting than what they are today. I only wish I were 40 years, 50 years younger, because you have enough abilities to solve problems now. While creating problems, you can solve problems. These abilities were not there earlier at very many levels. So therefore, I want all my youngsters, young scholars sitting here, and not so young scholars also sitting here, to think about some aspects of education, technology, and our own lifestyles, our own value systems. It is important for us to go back and revise our value systems and develop that sense of feeling that he was telling. Sense of feeling has disappeared in the cities, in the universities, in the colleges, in the institutes. Nobody belongs anywhere. We have to bring that back. It is becoming a disaster because there is no sense of belonging. There is no sense of connectivity. Somehow we have lost ourselves in some kind of unreal world. Thanks to Western models, we have become unreal. We have to come back to our roots. Then we will be able to balance between the developing technology, economies, knowledge, and our value systems. We are the land where two important statements were captured in Ramakrishna Math. I remember now, two important statements, very important statements. First statement was, Atmanam mokshartham. Atma is only for moksha. That's an ultimate goal. And sarva jagat hitaya cha. When we live, we spread good and do good to everybody in the world. Sarva jagat. These have been two of our driving forces, fundamentally. All other things will come and go. Technology, economy, everything will come. But these are our fundamental sources of existence by which Bharat began its journey several thousands of years ago. This we must not lose touch with. Maybe you feel that I am talking like an old man. I am an old man, but not so old. But these are very important facts which we are losing track of. We must go to there. We must revert back to that, our original source of strength. As parents, as teachers, we must realign our children towards going back to our main source of strength. Our main source of strength is inside. All other things are outside. Now, I have a feeling that if we don't do this course correction, we as Bharat, there will be serious repercussions, not only for Bharat, for the rest of the world also. Because the society, the world that is going to emerge few decades from now, will have no room for Gautam Buddhas. Will probably have no room for Mahatma Gandhis, Shankaracharyas. We will not even recognize them if they are sitting here. Because we would have gone away into another direction in such a fast speed and trajectory that we will not be able to come back and see where we were. And all our main sources of strength, even if they are sitting with us, we will never recognize them. Just imagine. We need to preserve our original strength. And therefore, each of us have to do a very interesting balancing act every day. Every day. Technology is inundating you, overwhelming you, whether you like it or not. But at the same time, we must preserve ourselves. Our children must know what they are. Our children must find out a larger purpose for themselves. It is important for them to sit somewhere and meditate every day. At least a few minutes every day. So that they can find out who they are. This particular inquiry we have lost for a long time now, and we are suffering because of that. Bring back that inquiry, original inquiry that Bharat was famous for. And then intelligently combine your inner inquiry with your outside inquiry. Intelligently, when you combine, many things will happen beautifully. And we would have solved very important fundamental problems of the society here and now, as well as the society which is much more beyond us globally. So this is one important take home that I want you to think about. And it's very beautiful to think about this. And when you think about this important hybrid model, many new insights will happen. And many complex problems become simpler. And the power of intuition that we are all endowed with becomes easier to harness. In the current societal framework, the power of intuition, the power of doing things more intuitively, that is withering away, that is evaporating. You need to bring that back. Now, I have said certain important things, and I hope I have been able to communicate 2 or 3 important points which are extremely relevant for Bharat as a template. And when these points get recognized well and they become translatable, I think a new Bharat will emerge. And the new Bharat will be a Bharat full of action, but with dharma, but with values. If you are fully active, your system is fully active, you are full of action, but without dharma, that is pretty much useless. Will not lead to any good results and will create a lot of problems. So therefore, one has to combine this. And then education, qualities, skills, technology, economy, all get connected. And country will develop a lot of wealth in the country. We are not generating enough wealth because we are not making enough products for the rest of the world. We are not being discovery mode. We don't discover new things. We imitate what others have discovered. Generics, pharmaceutical generics is the best example. We are capable of discovering, we have not discovered. We need to bring the discovery back. The mode of discovery happens when you become much more innately driven, more intuitive, not copycat. We have been going in this race of copying others for a long time now. Take a pause, bring out your own intuitive innovation, and then discoveries will happen. Bharat was famous for discoveries. We discover many, many things, and we stop discovering for a while, for a long while. Bring that back now. Innately, we are a discovery mode culture. This is what we have lost. We bring that back. And when we do that, many things we can manufacture in the country. Many processes can be invented in the country. And many technologies can be invented in the country. We have people who are capable of doing it. Because of system, because of this, because of that, we are not doing it. But when the individual awakens, nobody can stop. I want the individual to awaken. Let the governments come and go. Let the bureaucrats come and go. If the individuals awaken, nothing can stop it. Because individuals is the real system. Individuals put collectively together is the real system. That awakening has to happen. And when that awakening happens, country becomes not only wealthy, but also very energized. Right now we are a mixed bag. We are doing certain things well, we are contributing well, but we have a lot of other dark patches. Highly mixed bag. That mixed bag is improving, I know, but to get there, we need to radically change certain processes within us. And the only important realization that all of us sitting here and beyond must make is that you as an individual can make a change. And I want you to realize it. If you realize it, when I say you, I include myself. When you realize it, I think many, many changes can happen in the system. So you please take back yourself and develop a sense of belonging with you to do things for others. And the system will really improve significantly. And even if there are very challenging problems, solutions also will emerge. There are no problems with no solutions. Every problem there are solutions. If there is a problem without solution, that's not a problem. Every problem has to come with solution that we need to go and discover. And I think this is the time for us to do it. We don't have too much time, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And then if we don't do it, somebody else would come and do it, and we'll have to keep watching. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was actually a food for the thought, sir. We have to start thinking. As you said, India is a country which has given many things to the world. It can be in medicine or yoga. We were always the best. And again, I think we have to go back to our roots. Nam ಬೇರುಗಳನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. Thank you so much. Any question from the audience? I think we can take 2 questions.
Can you suggest a model which can embed the values which we were referring of our ancient times?
Bringing values back into our life is the easiest thing to do. I decide to do it, I do it. You decide to do it, you do it. We don't wait others to do it. You just do it yourself. And enough number of people do this, there will be cascading effect. Mahatma Gandhi was felt by entire country. there is a system in place where when sparks happen, the entire system gets galvanized. Individuals have to wake up.
But we are a mass in the country.
Doesn't matter.
Mass has to be educated through a policy. Policy like NEP has already failed in our state, like wrong implementation kind of thing. So unless until we have a robust educational policy made to embed these values, and
Thanks to NEP, that thing is in place now.
Yeah.
Thanks to NEP. Technology also is available now to reach at large scale. High quality online content is available. We need to generate a lot more high quality YouTube content in primary education, in secondary education, and reach. We need to design a model in education which is equivalent to UPI in money transactions. From any point to any point, money reaches in no time with zero cost, thanks to UPI. Similar things are possible in education thanks to technology. We have to implement it. And educational online technology can be extremely interactive now, thanks to AI models. All these are possible. Our system has to bring in, people have to invent and do it. Did we imagine that UPI will come to our rescue in such a near future? No. People simply have to do it. Technology is a very, very good opportunity now. Many things are possible. We can discuss details.
we have to get themselves in.
I would say individuals have much more role to play than governance. This is where we have made mistakes successively. We thought government, and government is what it is. Individuals have abdicated their responsibility, I would say it so. When individuals wake up, governments will align with you. This is an individual experiment, no? This is my life, I have to do it. What is the large purpose of my life? This is the question we should start asking. Then I think different type of answers will come and different types of actions will begin. Government or no government, doesn't matter. I think this is the only solution because I don't have too much of hope on a macro level system. Macro level system is driven by greed, money, commercial interests. That is the construct, always like that, anywhere. Individual is in your control. There we have to tweak it all.
Thank you very much, sir. For a
Yeah, there.
Research
Please take-
organization. Because we are speaking about knowledge economy, just a while ago, knowledge, we used to say knowledge is power, and in so many ways, knowledge still is power. But knowledge has become a commodity with AI, generative AI. It can give you so much knowledge in minutes and seconds. And a lot of us are still not using it to the full potential. And if you apply Pareto principle to the society, it's probably 20% of people who will probably make the best use of it, and the rest of the 80% in a country like India will never probably use it, even 5 years down the line, in a way to skill themselves. And for a smaller city like ours, or a tier 2 city like ours, like you said, all of us have to grow. Those 20% will still go to the bigger cities or outside of India, and the 80% will remain in the much more smaller towns of the country. What's your take on that? How can these 80% actually develop themselves?
Firstly, Ukraine-Russia war. It has been going on for the last 5, 6, 7 years. Several years. This is happening because of technology. Technology can bring us down also. Knowledge can bring us down also. We must know how to use the knowledge properly for larger human good. That knowledge is much more important than the knowledge related to technology. And India should take a lead in developing that part of the knowledge where we work for larger human good and use knowledge, technology for that purpose, not for a negative purpose that most humanity is moving towards in that direction. Most Western powers have lost the bearing of how to use technology purposefully for larger good. There is a lot of power mongering in technology race. It's a dangerous game that is emerging globally. We must sober that. India has a special role in that. I don't know whether I've answered your question, but the point that I'm trying to make is knowledge linearly cannot simply become power, cannot simply become technology and development. We have to bring in certain discretion, human good related thinking in this process. That all that happens because of education and value systems that we must propagate in all our families, with all our children, so that we generate thought leaders who can influence the world positively. It is important.
Because we are running short of time, including remarks.